Hi, I'm Janet Savage, Master Hand Analyst and owner of Hand Tales, as in the story in your hands. Today we'll peek at Oprah Winfrey's hands to paint the theme of her story. Oprah has what it takes to be the successful world figure that she is, and some of that success may just come from harnessing the contrasts in her hands. Oprah's key strengths. Her hands reveal that she is a woman of practical ideas, loyal, energetic, single-minded, and independent in her thinking. She's driven to command a large stage, a large sphere of influence, and feels comfortable in the spotlight while she shines the light on others. She can be compassionate and flexible, and her passion to bring messages, meaning of the world is a focus for her. Messages of meaning to the world. Put these traits together, no wonder she has had such a following and impact. And for those of you who know Oprah's public persona, no surprises, right? So I could just be making this up based on this. But do her hands reveal these things? Yes. Let me break it down for you. I'm going to feature her right hand, or her public hand. Her left hand is actually similar in most ways, but we're going to look at her public hand. Let's start with her essential character. Her hand shape, length of her fingers, and lines. They show a loyal, practical thinker who is able to keep things consistent and simple to bring her messages to the world. Her deeply etched lines, these lines right here, deeply etched and very simple, confirm that she is steady, energetic, has excellent endurance, especially shown on her lifeline, which is very deeply etched and very long, which gives her vitality and energy. Now let's take a look at her thumb. The thumb is about how we get results and how big a sphere of influence we want to command. Oprah's thumb is straight, as opposed to curvy, and firm, indicating results based on logic and reason with inner determination and drive, to the point of maybe stubbornness and inflexibility at times. There are other indications in her hands that might indicate that. She also has a really big, wide open thumb. See, it's almost like 90-degree angle, and we call that the CEO thumb. That means she can and desires to command and must command a big sphere of influence. And what about that big stage and that spotlight I mentioned? The thumb shows her ability to command a big sphere, right? And her ring finger, this ring finger right here, or we call it the public persona, or how we want to show up in the world or not in some cases. Oprah's is tall, strong, and very high set on her hands. This actually indicates a non-negotiable need to be in the spotlight and to be seen. So you see the theme forming: big stage, being seen, no problem for Oprah. And it's not actually uncommon for public figures to have a tall ring finger. So we have the makings of big stage success, right? Where does the compassionate and flexible and sense of meaning come in? Yes, she has the drive and stamina to do what she does, yet her hands do have a refined softness to them. Softer than you'd expect in that sort of loyal, practical, thinking, kind of earthy person that she is. And there's some flexibility. You'll notice if you go online, pictures of her that it looks like her hands are quite flexible in some ways. So this indicates an ability to soften when she is with another. Her preferred way to relate, based on her heart lines, are more of the heroic, stoic, work first, do good deeds for others. That's her natural heart energy, reserved and private by nature. However, these heart lines, although they stop the main energy right there, they actually continue to go up towards, and both hands, up towards that index finger. So the main energy is about that private, heroic, good deeds, work first. But she really has the ability to show empathy and care for others when she's with them and when it's required. She has to take care of herself first, though. You're going to hear a little bit more about that at the end. Okay, and finally, what did I mean by bringing meaningful messages to the world? Her mount of the moon, or Luna, This right here, this big, big zone, it's really a dominant zone in her hands, is one indication. And her fate line, you can't see it very well, but she's got fate line energy that comes up here. Also, there's one that goes up in between the ring finger and the middle finger. Very, very, very strong energy. And the fate line, by the way, I'll tell you a little bit about the moon in a minute, but the fate line is about your purpose over time, your drive, your direction, and then where it comes from. Where's the origin of that drive? So the moon, Luna, this big, giant, dominant zone of hers, is about meaning and truth, imagination and dreams. She is driven to bring this moon energy out into the light. And we need more of that. We do. Okay. So Oprah, we need that blending of your practical, energetic, driven, spotlight nature with your empathy and your passion to bring deeper meaning to the world. One last thing though, if I were reading for you today, the thing that I would say to you is take care of yourself. It looks like there's some depletion there. Your lower phalanges down here, it may not be as important to you because you're so driven to be out in the world. But those lower sections of the fingers are all about the visceral world, spontaneity, the juiciness of life, pleasure, the senses. And it looks like they're really depleted. You have incredible capacity to feed those senses and to be in that spontaneous moment, to have fun and enjoy yourself. But it looks like you've been underplaying that. So please have more fun. Take more pleasure. Take more time to have some spontaneity in your life so that you can continue to give all that you give to us in the world. Thank you, Oprah.